Hello, you guys. Welcome to your workout today. We're just going to be doing a short core circuit today to get those cores active and fired up. You can add this on to a run or a walk, some type of cardio if that feels good for you. I love doing it beforehand to get that core active before you start doing another workout, just so your core is activated before you start doing any other movements. So that's a great way to do it as well. So let's get started. I'm going with just the small Pilates ball today. That's it. You're just going to be on your mat. So we're going to start on hands and knees, placing the ball in between your inner thighs. Wrists are going to be underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. To start, you add a small squeeze on the ball. Elbows are slightly bent. Neck is in line with your spine. You're going to tuck your toes underneath. We're just going to start with some tiny pulses in on the ball to get those cores activated. Really try to think of it as your core moving together here. So both sides of your core are coming in, zipping in together, and then you're releasing it out to the side. So exhale, squeeze on that ball. Inhale, release, exhale, squeeze on that ball. Good. Keeping those cores active and pulled up. So belly button to spine here. You're pulling that core up. Good. Last three. Slow and controlled here. We're not going to go fast pulses right now. Slow and controlled movements, activating that core for 2. And 1. Good. Now you're going to start to hover those knees up. So you're just exhaling, bringing the knees up. Inhale. And then exhale, drop those knees back down. So inhale at the bottom, exhale, pull the knees slightly up off the mat, and then exhale to drop them back down. So you're taking an inhale at the top, exhale, inhale, and then exhale, drop them back down. Good. Good. Last 3. Two. And last 1. Good. We're going to hold that hover up now. Tiny squeezes in on the ball in this hovered position now. Neck still in line with your spine here. Core is pulled up. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping those knees down. You take an inhale and then exhale. We're going to hover those knees back up. You're going to start to dip one hip down. So one knee taps against the mat. Bring it back through center. Opposite knee is going to tap down. Exhale. Making sure those elbows stay slightly bent here. Good. Last 3, each side. 2. And last 1. Good. Dropping those knees down. You can unfold the toes for a second, and then we're just going to go into a cat-cow. Rounding through that back, rounding through the spine. And then exhale, look up towards the ceiling. Sorry. Inhale, round through your back. And then exhale, release. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, come back into that neutral position. You're going to take the ball now into your right hand. You're not going to go hard on the ball, so you're just going to have a light little touch on the ball here. Your left leg is going to go out behind you, straight behind you, pulling that core up to start, making sure this left elbow is slightly bent. Okay, we're going to bend this left knee in and then push the ball out in front of you as the leg goes back behind you, and then exhale, pull it back in, bending that elbow. So your fingers are super light on the ball here. You're not pressing down. It's almost as if you don't have the ball. Just bringing it along for the ride. Last 3. 2, and 1. We're going to go out to the side now. So your knees going out to the side, elbows going out to the side, and then bring it in a straight line with your body. Good. Activating those obliques here. Last 3, 2, last 1. Picking that ball up, bring your arm up, tiny pulses with that leg. Just holding that ball up. Arm is up by your ear. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bending that knee in. Bring the ball down for a second. We're going to sit back through child's pose. You can keep the ball in that right hand if it feels okay to stretch out a little bit further through there, or just take the ball out, take a center child's pose here. Good. Now rolling back up, coming back onto all fours. Good. You're just going to leave the ball in the center. Oh, I can't leave it there because mine always rolls away. So we'll try to hold it here. Okay, so we're going to have that slight bend in our elbows again. Your heels are going to be together now. Toes are tucked underneath. Your knees are just going to be in that externally rotated position. So you're like in a Frogger position on all fours here. Elbows are slightly bent again. We're going to start. We're just going to press through those feet to lift those hips slightly. Knees come off the mat. And then exhale, bring them back down to touch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and then exhale, slowly set them back down. Exhale, use that core, activate it to bring those knees off the mat. And then exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, exhale. Hold for an inhale, and then exhale, set the knees back down. Good. Last 3. Two. Last 1. Good. On this next one, you're going to hold up at the top. You're going to exhale, open those knees slightly up, and then inhale, bring them back in. Pressing out those outer thighs. Keeping that core drawn in here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Setting those knees back down. We're going to go into a cat-cow. Just flatten those feet. Inhale, round through the spine. And then exhale. You can look up towards the ceiling, arching through that back. Good. Last inhale here. And then exhale, come back into neutral. You're going to take the ball into your left hand now. Feet are going to go back, or knees are going to go back into parallel. Feet are in parallel. And then we're going to take this ball lightly under that right or left hand now. Right leg's going to go back out behind you. You're going to lengthen through, bend, and bring everything back. Super, super light touch on the ball here. You're just dragging it along the floor. Making sure there's a slight bend in that right elbow here. Good. Last 3, 2, last 1. And we're going out to the side, drawing that elbow out, knee out, and then back in line with your body. Again, super light on the ball here. Trying to stay through center. Everything else is stable. Last 3, 2, last 1. You're gonna hold that ball up now. Arm is in line with your ear. Tiny pulses through that right leg. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, dropping that ball down. Sit back into that child's pose. If you had the ball underneath your hand for the last one, do the same on this side. Rolling out through those hips. Nice job, you guys. Okay, rolling back up through the spine. We're gonna flip back to our backs now. We're gonna take the ball. It's gonna go underneath, in between your shoulder blades. Okay, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna go opening up through that chest to start. Just lay over the top of the ball. Should be a good stretch out for your back and for your chest here. Good. Okay, and then you're gonna bring your feet into parallel, about hip width apart. Make sure everything's centered. You're gonna bring your hands behind your head. Elbows should be in your peripheral. Pushing your head back into your hands. You're gonna come slightly up into this tiny, tiny crunch position. So you don't want your core to crunch, keep it long here. And then inhale, slightly back into that flat back position. Tiny crunch up here. Inhale, tiny crunch up. Really slow and controlled here. Releasing that jaw as you breathe. Good. Last 3, 2, last 1. Good. Now you're going to hold in that looking up position here, looking towards your core. You're going to take your right leg up into tabletop. You're going to start to dip that right leg down and then bring it back up into tabletop. You're just dipping it down. This can be super, super small movement here. It doesn't have to go all the way to the floor. Trying to keep that left leg stable here, pushing that head back into your hands to release your neck. Last 3, 2, last 1. You're going to start to straighten out through that right leg now, and then bend it back in. Straightening out. Exhale to bend it in. Good. Last 3, 2, and 1. You're going to add a little twist, tiny twist over towards that right leg, and then back through center. Again, super slow and controlled here. Keeping that left leg stable. Good. Last 3, 2, last 1. Good. Dropping that right leg down, laying over the ball for a second. Stretch it out. Release the neck. Good. We're going to switch over to the other side. Coming up into that crunch. Actually, we're going to start just centering out with some crunches to start. So just like the beginning of here, we're tiny crunch up and then releasing. Really trying to make this start with the core. So not just bringing your neck up and down, We're really using that core to bring your body up and then releasing it down. Good. Last 3, 2, last 1. Good, and then you're holding that crunch up. We're going to bring the left leg up now. You're dipping that toe down towards the floor and then bringing it up into tabletop. Good. I'm realizing I'm not in the center here. I gotta shift over a little bit. Pressing that head into those hands. Good. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now you're going to start to straighten out, lengthening through that toe, and then bending the knee back into tabletop. Releasing through your jaw here. Last 3, 2, and 1. We're going to add that twist in now. As the knee comes in, you're twisting over towards that leg, and then inhale, go back through center. Last 3, 2, and 1. Setting that leg down, letting yourself relax over the ball. Good. You just have one little bit last piece here. We're going to curl up, looking towards your core. Making sure every time you curl, this is just a good point, activate through your core first, and then bring your body up, okay? So using that exhale to bring yourself up, activating through the core first. We're going to bring one leg up into tabletop, opposite leg up. We're going to bring our heels together now, so you're making this diamond shape with your feet, with your legs, I mean. You're going to dip your toes down towards the floor. Tiny little dips here, and then bring your knees back up into tabletop. So hips, knees are slightly externally rotated now. Tiny little dips here. Last 4, 3, last 2, last 1. You're going to hold your knees here. You're going to bring your knees into parallel and then open your knees back up. So your knees are over the top of your hips now. You're just closing that diamond shape, bringing the knees into parallel, squeezing those inner thighs, and then opening it up with those outer thighs. Using your core. Good. Last 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Opening those knees up, dropping one leg down, dropping the opposite leg down, and then open up. You can open up the knees as well. Feet are together. I'm just opening up through the chest. Good. Rolling off the side. Bringing the ball out from behind you. We're just going to go one little last thing. We're going to place the ball in between your inner thighs. We're just going to stretch out through our hip flexors. Arms are going to be down by your sides. You're going to just start to tuck and roll up into this bridge position. Arms can go over the top of your head, lengthen through the fingertips, and then slowly start to roll back down. Whenever we do some core, it's really great to counterbalance it with some bridging. I love to add bridging to all my workouts if possible, just at the end if you can, or really whenever, but it's just so great to get that stretch through the hip flexors, especially when you're doing some core work. Good. Last 3. 2. And last one. Good. Taking the ball out. You're going to bring it underneath your tailbone. We're going to take a little stretch in our hip flexors now, pulling your right knee into your chest. Left leg stays long. You can lengthen through the top overhead with your left arm so that whole side of your body is lengthened, really feeling that stretch through your hip flexor here. Good. Switching sides. Okay, we're going to take a little butterfly, feet together. You just rock side to side, rocking out through those hips here, tailbone. And then just come through center. Take a few deep breaths. Let it all go. Awesome job, you guys. Take the ball out from underneath of you. And you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little short